This is packet tracer 2.33, and the objective of this tracer is to use the command line interface to perform basic router configurations, and then we're going to verify configurations and connectivity. And so the first thing we want to do is we're going to go into the main office router, and we're going to do some configurations in there. So I'm going to go to command line interface, and the first thing we want to do is give it a host name of main office. So I'm going to go in here and enable, and then we're going to enter the global configuration mode. And then we want to give it a name of main office. And we're going to save the configuration. So we'll do a copy run start. Basically, we want to exit out of the global configuration mode and do a copy run start. So the next thing it wants us to do is go to the Site 1 router, and we're going to give it a host name. Into the global configuration mode. Give it a host name of RMT underscore Site 1. And then we want to exit and save this. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is configure router interfaces. So we're going to go back to the main office router. We're going to enter global configuration mode. And then what we want to do is configure interface. We got serial 010. So I'm going to type that in here. Interface serial 010. Spelled it wrong. Okay, now we are in the serial interface, and we're going to set the IP address. So we're going to enter IP address, and it's going to be 192.168.1.1 and 255.255.255.252 is going to be the subnet. I'm going to put a space in between the IP address and the subnet. So the next thing we want to do is set the clock rate. So I'm going to put in clock rate, and we want 64,000. And then we want to do a no shutdown on the interface so it will be available. I'm going to do a no shut or a no shutdown. Okay, and the next thing I want to do is go back to our main office router. we're going to configure the interface fast Ethernet 00. So we're going to exit out of that interface and we're going to get into the fast Ethernet. And I'm just going to type FA00. And now that we're in that interface, we're going to get an IP address of 192.168.2.1. It's a mask of 255.255.255. Okay, and we're going to do a no shut. And then we can exit out of the interface. And then we'll do a copy run start. Save our configuration. Alright, the next thing we want to do is go to the remote site router, and we're going to configure the serial interface 010. So we're going to type in configure terminal, interface serial 010. If I can spell. So just hit the up arrow. Okay, now that we're in the serial interface, I'm going to give it an IP address of 192.168.2.1, 255.255.255.0. Okay. Okay, now we're going to do a no shutdown on the interface. And then the next thing we want to do is configure the fast Ethernet interface and give it an IP address. So we're going to go to interface FA00. Okay, and we're going to give it an IP address of 192.168.3.1 with a subnet mask of 255.255.0. Okay, and then we're going to want to exit out of that interface, exit out of global configuration mode, and then we want to do a copy run start. We'll save our configuration. Okay, now the next thing we want to do is we're going to configure RIP version 2 in the main office router. So we need to go back to the main office router. And we're going to enter global configuration mode. So configure terminal. And then we're going to configure RIP. So we need to type in router RIP. And then we want version 2. So we're going to type in version 2. Okay, next I'm going to configure the networks to advertise. So I'm going to type in network 192.168.1.0 and also network 192.168.3.0, and then I'm going to exit out of here and do a copy run start to save our configuration. Okay, and now the next thing we want to do, okay, now we're going to go to the remote site and we're going to configure router RIP version 2 on that. So I need to get back into global configuration mode and type in router RIP, and we're going to go version 2, and we're going to configure the networks to advertise, which are 192.168.1.0 and network 192.168.3.0. Okay, and then we want to exit out of there so we can do a copy run start to save our configuration. Okay, so that concludes this activity, and we have set up some basic configurations and enabled router RIP version 2 on the main office router and the remote site 1 router.